Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's March 8th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the Sierra Nevada, snow-capped mountains there, a lot of clear skies here across Nevada, California, and portions of Arizona. That system slides off to these, but what I want to do is scroll all the way through last night and towards yesterday, and you can see some of that thunderstorm activity there pop up across some of the transverse ranges here, California, off to the west of Las Vegas, and some of the desert areas got some precipitation also, and you can see all that lightning activity there, some across Arizona as well. And then we went through the overnight hours, that lightning waned, and now as we go into this morning here, you can see the much clearer skies across California and Nevada as that moves off to the east. But we did get some decent precipitation amounts, and of course a lot of lightning out there as well. And so with the next system rolling in here, this is going to be for Northern California and Central California here mainly. Wind advisory, 10 a.m. Saturday to 11 a.m. Sunday. Check out some of these gusts to 60 on some of the high ridges, 50 miles per hour on the coastline here. And watch out for that. Could cause some power outages locally speaking. Rain and wind returns here. You can see the precipitation coming in there. We'll look at some of the maps on that here in a moment. And just a reminder to spring ahead here this weekend, 2 a.m. Sunday is where we begin. We get the later sun sets, but we get the later sunrises as well, kind of a trade-off. Now, taking a look at some of the precipitation amounts, actually some locally high amounts of some of that thunderstorm activity, pretty typical of thunderstorm activity, but nice amounts across some of the higher terrain down through the transverse ranges as well. And you can see some of that precipitation did fall across Arizona off to the west of Las Vegas, just generally lighter amounts there, but put on a pretty good show there across some of the transverse ranges I saw on social media. Now, looking at the European as of last night, so this is what's coming up. You can see the next frontal system. It's kind of falling apart as it moves into Northern California. It might clip the Bay Area, but better amounts across some of the Klamath Range, Cascades into Oregon, a little bit for the northern Sierra Nevada. But then the stronger system arrives here as we go through the day Sunday, and you can see some of that precipitation moving all the way down through the Sierra Nevada, and another round of snowfall could be, problematic for some travel at times. The snow levels are going to be a little bit lower than a lot of the passes here, so I'll show you that here in a moment. But then we've got another system hot on the heels of that one as we go through Monday afternoon. Looking at the total snow in inches on the national blended models, let's put this into motion. And you can see that snow start to fly tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. And again, doesn't make too much progress into the Sierra Nevada, but the next system will, and that could cause some travel problems going across the higher terrain there as we go on in through next week. But then we look like we might dry out for a time, and I'll show you that here in a moment. On the 500 millibar chart, looking across some of the webcams, not bad. I don't see any snow or ice on the roadways out there. Definitely a good time to travel back and forth across the Sierra Nevada if you need to do so. And this is looking on 395. Again, no snow and ice on the roadways right now, but we've got some snow incoming here as we go through later portions of the weekend into early next week, as I showed. And you can see Donner Summit, snow levels maybe around 5,000 feet by the time we start to get some of that snowfall returning here. And you can kind of see it gets over 5 inches there. We could start coating the roadway again and cause those travel difficulties. Echo Pass, you can see some accumulating snowfall as well. And if we go to Tioga Pass here, you can kind of see that snowfall starting to pick up lesser amounts, but snow levels right around 5,500, 6,000 feet, and that's kind of where near Lake Mono there. And that's where Tioga Pass is here, kind of right in this area, and you can see Lake Tahoe there, and there's the Bay Area. Now, looking at the GFS, this is hot off the presses. I want to show you what's going on here. There goes our system clicking off to the east. The weaker frontal system swinging through here as we go today, tomorrow, and then Sunday, the stronger system arrives and brings some rainfall down to the Bay Area. Again, the Sierra Nevada getting some snowfall out of that. And then the GFS wants to bring this inside slider down. It could bring some additional amounts of snowfall to the Sierra Nevada. We'll see how this one trends over the next few days because we got a huge ridge building up over the Pacific Northwest, up the west coast of North America as well, that could really dry us out. And this could actually bring in some precipitation, though, to Arizona and New Mexico while California starts to dry out. Now we look off into the extended, and you kind of see this ridge just really hanging out here as we go through the extended forecast. It'll be interesting to see how this evolves. I mean, we're looking way off into fantasy land here, but pretty strong signal there for some ridging and some drying out along the west coast of North America here. And if we look at the GFS wider view of things here one more time, there's that first system, secondary system rolls through here, and then we bring that inside slider down across the region, and you can kind of see it hanging out a little bit here across the Four Corners region, bringing some precipitation with it, some mountain snows, but you can see California high and dry as we go through mid and later portions of March. So we'll be watching that closely. We'll see if that changes. It's still looking so far out, and it is still March after all. Things can change quite quickly this time of year. Total precipitation in inches on the GFS. Let's put this into motion. There's system 1. There goes system 2. You can see not much of this is making its way down to Southern California. And some of it does make its way down towards the Bay Area, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Of course, greater amounts the further you go north on the coastline there. And then the inside slider swoops down here as we go through the mid portion of next week. And then we start to dry things out. So yeah, we'll be watching that closely. We'll break it down day by day. This is the European, the 12Z run that is running as we speak, hot off the presses. Wave action on the decrease here as we go through tonight, but quickly starts to increase again here as we go through Saturday night and on through Sunday. As you can see, we're really going to kick up the wave action here, especially across Northern California, eventually propagating down the state as we go on into early next week as well. And we're going to keep it elevated probably in through the mid portion of next week also. So heads up for that. And looking at daily 2-meter max temperature, this is for tomorrow. You can see the valley areas getting up into the 60, near 60 for the north part and near 70 for the southern part here, warming up across the deserts here. And as we go on through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can kind of see we start to warm up a bit again here. As we get that ridge setting up shop, we may start to bump some of these temperatures up, maybe reaching 90 degrees for some of the desert areas. Check out the valley areas getting well up into the 70s here. Southern California maybe touching 80. We'll be watching that day by day also. And if you look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, clearly the West Coast is above average, just starting to creep in here by the time we get towards March 17th. And look at the 6 to 10 day precipitation, man. What a strong signal across the West Coast for below average. 8 to 14 day, the signal's there for above average temperatures and below normal precipitation. But of course, we'll break that down day by day and see if there's any flexibility in that. But yeah, interesting and fun thunderstorm activity across Southern California. Check it out. All those lightning strikes out there, not bad. And that should not be a problem again today. As you can see, we got pretty much clear skies out there. You can't rule out maybe just a tiny bit of a shower popping up in the afternoon across some of the transverse range or down towards the peninsula range, but should not amount to much. And then we'll watch those next systems roll in here, and we'll continue to watch that ridge building in the extended forecast day by day. Hope you guys are liking these videos. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.